Okay, 1744, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent 11,000 games of rapid. That's a lot of rapid chess. That's an invitation to play a Sicilian and switch to e4, but I'll just play an English opening. So let's get the knight up and maybe g3. We could go e3. Let's mix it up, actually do e3. I guess we could still do g3, but we'll challenge more directly for the centre of this game. Okay, comes forward. I'm going to take here. Okay, now I'm going to take here and try and leave him with this isolated pawn. So what do we want to do now? Yeah, there is a slight problem here, isn't there? A slight issue. So if I go here, bishop down, am I concerned? Probably. Let's go here just to cover this from the knight and the bishop, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go. Well, it's just pushed immediately. So take, something takes. Probably fine. Let's just worry about it once it's done. Well, it's gone with the queen. He just wants to trade everything off. Okay, I'll go for that. So I've got bishop here, or I can throw a check in. Well, there is this issue here, so I'm going to go here first to go here to hit the knight. If he castles, I could castle myself as well. Otherwise, he's then got an annoying rook check or pin the bishop if I go here, so we'll just get castled. Oh. There's another one not using really any thinking time at all for a rapid game. Let's develop our bishop and hit the knight and see where it's going to jump to. So he's just guarded it. Okay, so I guess that invites us to bring a rook to the centre of the board, and we just threaten a little trick there, which he'll be more than aware of course. I'm going to do it anyway, but it does threaten to capture the knight. This pawn is a bit loose as well. My bishop does guard right now. It's a bit loose. If the knight moves here, we can take. If you go there, you guard your pawn. So he could go there and guard his pawn. Oh, so he's actually blundered an exchange. So we can take, and grab a pawn and hit the rook now. He's just not noticed the tactic, that's all. It's still in the game though. At amateur level, the games are never over till they're actually over, unless it's a really big decisive mistake. So he's still in this one. Awkward pieces still, but I think it makes sense to activate my rook. So where do I want to be? I'm going to try and get his rook off the board, and then it'll be rook versus bishop. Otherwise, what have we got? 5 versus 4, so we're up a pawn as well. But try and get his rook off the board, take one of the heavy pieces off. The more we can simplify now, but keep an exchange up, the better it is for us in principle. If he plays king up, we can still play rook up and try and get it off. So we'll get the rook off anyway there. And now we're going to try and go after these pawns if we can. I can still blunder, of course I can, but if I go here now, is it possible to guard? He can go here. And then if I go here, he's actually got knight across to guard the pawn. So I think I need to go here then. I'm just going to go in here first to attack the pawn here. What if I put this first on a dark square? Free up my knight. Actually, that's probably more sensible. Let's do that first so I can try and move my knight around. This, he goes here, and here the knight can have a chance to defend the pawn. Okay, so he's brought his king forward. So what about here again? Pawn down, rook across here. He's got knight over to hit the rook and guard. I can step up, but I don't have an actual threat, do I? So what if I go here then first? So if he moves, this hangs here. He's still got knight there now, but I can go here and attack the pawn. He moves and we end up in the same position. So not really a big fan of that. What else have I got then? I think I'm going to move a pawn forward to cover the knight jump here. It's a dark diagonal, he doesn't have a dark bishop. It gives me a chance to maybe bring the knight across. If he steps here, for instance, we could then force the knight off the board. So he's gone that way instead. So now can we actually go for this idea, because he doesn't have knight here to guard the pawn. So here, pawn up in here, and I don't see how he guards this now, so that must be good now. My king's on a dark square, so there's no bishop on the diagonal to hit the rook and the king. He comes forward, so I'm going to take. I just got to not collapse my pawn. Oh, he's traded the knight. Well, that has to be winning for us. Has to be. I guess we can just push the pawn now. It's on a dark square, which is important. I just need to get this pawn. So he's put it on a light square. So we'll bring our king up, and eventually we'll be able to sack the rook for the bishop and the pawn. Or we should be able to. Got to pay a little bit of attention. So let's put this on a dark square, ready for this as well, and this. Okay. Well, that's another pawn, right? Now I can come back here, maybe. Threatening to just take and grab the pawn. That's cleanly winning if he leaves it there. He's gone there, so I think we can push a pawn. I just don't want to blunder a silly stalemate now, because the king can't actually step back over. But you do have lateral moves, so it should be fine just to push. And if he goes back, we simply take the bishop, and it just wins the game on the spot. Okay, he has, so we just take, and we come in, collect the pawn. It just wins the game. Okay, so collect. Okay, and we get a win. So let's pause there and see what it was in engine language. So we have 36 moves. They're the move times for both players there. He was just playing very, very quick out of the opening there. Got to be a little bit slower, generally speaking, when you're playing the slower time controls. But let's see if we've made any mistakes, especially in the opening. So we're level here for the first 15 moves, and then there's just the mistake here. That's all it's flagged, actually. Wow, 99% versus 87 on the accuracy. So I've managed to find good moves, good common sense moves. It doesn't mean I've played a GM level game, I haven't. It just means I've managed to find some good common sense moves. So at the start here, if you get knight f3 this, it's more of an invitation to switch to an e4 game. But I prefer to just stick to this English. And this time I chose to try and just change the center. So take here. There. And he's pushed the pawn in immediately, which wasn't inaccuracy. Should have just castled straight away, as you can see. Then bishop to d3. And then d4 to be played once you castled. So we trade everything off here. We've made sure we've covered this check threat. And then yeah, knight back here was the correct move. So knight to c6, and I'm supposed to drop my bishop back to b1. That's the correct move that I should do there if he plays this, but he didn't see it, so that's his only blunder, allowing us to win the exchange. And then we just get the rook off the board, and we're just trying to find a way to get some sort of breakthrough. And as soon as the knight moves, we can now win a pawn. And then he's made this other mistake, allowed the knight to come off the board, so he's got less to counter-attack with. A bit less risk for us. We grab another pawn, and then it's just cleanly winning, getting rid of the piece. So that's, for my level, amateur level, that's a very, very good game. Tarish defense symmetrical variation. If you click on that, it'll bring some puzzles up to do for training, but very good.